Production support for Gadget was provided by Adobe Systems, Acer, the Jesuit Conference, and this guy.
Hey, I'm Father Robert Ballecer, the Digital Jesuit, host of Twy It, This Week in Enterprise Tech on the TWiT Network. We're here at CES 2013, and I'm at the PP3DP booth. I'm standing next to Sam O, who's going to tell us a little bit about this amazing machine for an amazing price. Sam, thank you very much for talking to us.
All right.
Now, behind us, these are, we'll call them maker machines, creator machines, 3D printers that allow us to take something from a computer-controlled data sheet and turn it into an actual physical object.
Exactly.
But the big sauce you've got here is that they're under $1,000.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the models that we've got behind us.
Okay, so we have the Up Mini over here. It's retailing for $899. The platform size is 4 3/4 inches, and you can get a resolution of down to 200 microns. And then we have the Plus over here. It's going for $14.99. Platform size is a little bit larger. You get 5.5 inches cubed to build, and the resolution goes down to 150 microns on this one.
Now, what I love about these machines is they've got this spool of, what kind of material is this?
You can use ABS or PLA plastic.
Right, and then it just runs through the print head and it basically lays it on layer by layer by layer.
Exactly.
Now, I see these machines only have one spool. That means one type of material, one color. Are you going to increase that as you go?
Yeah, so in the next year we are working on another machine that will have multiple extrusion heads, and that way you'll be able to get multiple colors into one print.
Yeah. Now take me through the process. Let's say someone has an idea in their head for a part that they want a fast prototype for, whatever it might be, a computer, a car, a gun. The sky's the limit here. How do they go from taking an idea in their mind into getting it into this extruder?
Yeah, so what you would have to do is use a CAD program. You can use a free program that are offered online, like Google SketchUp. You can use 123D Design, AutoCAD. You take one of those, you would have to learn how to model or know the basics of it so you can get that idea onto an actual 3D modeling program. Then you take that, you save that as an STL file, which is pretty standard, import it into our program, our software package. It'll slice it for you, put in automatic supports, and print it. So you don't have to worry about slicing, you don't have to worry about G codes or Cura, and it's really easy and it's ready to go.
I love the machine, I love the concept, but let me take you out a few more years. Where are machines like this going to take us? Because even at last year's CES, they were really seen as more of a hobbyist thing, a geek thing. No one would really buy one of the machines, you might just see them in use. With something like this, with this kind of a design, someone could actually buy this machine, have it in their home, their small office, and fast prototype real objects. And of course the technology is just going to get better, so where do you see this going in the next 2, 3, 4 years? Where do you want to be in 5?
Yeah, so we're hoping that a lot more small businesses will purchase these machines and use it to rapid prototype. Instead of sending your prototypes to service bureaus and having a long turnaround rate, you can have one on your desktop in your home or office and print it. And with this machine, you can print in ABS, which is a really durable material, so you can make working parts that can snap like this. You can make a wrench that's actually workable, and it closes, it's movable, it works. You print this in one piece, and you can make ball bearings.
Yeah, you even made a part here that has ball bearings. I still don't know how you did this, but that's pretty impressive.
Cool. You can make replacement parts, so that's the really cool aspect of it. We're hoping that we can get these into schools for educational purposes, show children that sky's the limit. If you have an idea, you can model it, you can print it, and have it in your home.
And I think that's the key idea here, which is when we have the ability to fast prototype, to create something, make it physical that quickly, it just sort of, it speeds up the innovation process.
Exactly.
Sam, thank you very much for talking to us. Now, if they want to find out more about your company, more about your products, more about where they can perhaps purchase one, where do they go?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, take a card here, it's up3dusa.com.
You take care. Please keep improving this, because this is the state of the art for the uberGeek technology. And you stay tuned, because we've got more from CES 2013. I'm here at the Innovation Pavilion in the Venetian, CES 2013, and I'm standing next to Miss Megan Matheny as Simplicikey, who is going to explain what your next lock is going to look like. Megan, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
This is not a normal lock. It's not even a normal keypad lock. What is it?
Well, the standalone product that's available right now is it can unlock and lock one of 3 ways. You have your normal standard key that's on your keychain. You have the key fob just like your car, where you can unlock and lock, which you can go ahead and do right now.
Ta-da.
And then also you can use the keypad, which has up to 16 unique key codes. So if you want to give access to your babysitter, a construction worker, anybody who needs access at any given time, up to 16, it's very convenient.
Now this is cool. I've seen products like this before, and you know, they're always nice to have different ways to access, either a key or code or something that you have like a fob, but you go one step further.
Yes,
tell me about it.
We do. What's really great and convenient and actually very, very safe is that we have it available iOS and Android, and you can have it on a tablet, a smartphone, even your desktop. Let's say you're at the office and your child locked themselves out, your wife locked herself out. You can click right in, virtual key fob, go ahead and just lock, unlock right from here. You can be anywhere in the world, anywhere in the world. You don't just have to be, 30 minutes away at the office.
You know, one of the things I like about this product versus others that I've seen in its class is it gives you positive feedback. It'll tell you if it's locked or unlocked, not just whether or not it sent a signal. I think a big problem with some of the remote locking mechanisms is that you can send a command, but you're not necessarily sure if it responded to that command.
Sure.
This will show you at a glance. It's got this great screen that will say, these are all your locks, this is their status.
Yes, this is locked, unlocked, and actually that one's offline. Might be prudent to know why that's offline.
Okay. Now, another cool thing about this is that you can set rules. You don't just want people with the fob or with the key code or with access to the program to be able to unlock and lock every single lock you have. You can set rules by lock, by time, by whatever.
By day, by person with key code, and that's actually my favorite application. So if Megan, my name's Megan, if Megan's your babysitter and you want to give her access Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can set up a rule that says, I only want Megan's key code to work Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can also set up a rule that says, hey, I want to know when my kids don't open the door, they don't come home at 3:15. Why didn't my child come home at 3:15? Or, better yet, I want to know if the door was opened, did my son miss curfew? Did he open the door? I want to know this. These are it's important information.
Yeah. Okay, now let's get down to brass tacks, availability and pricing.
Okay, June is the soonest availability. It's going to be anywhere from $349 to $449.
Depending on what you...
Depending on finish and the reseller. But the reason that it's going to be anywhere between there is that there is no subscription fee. Once you purchase this is yours to sort of customize, personalize, and it's really great because our competitors charge anywhere from 10 to 15 a month, and that can really get you.
Yeah, yours is buy it one time and it's yours for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Okay. One last bit of geek data we have to collect is exactly how does this work? Is it going through a Wi-Fi system? How does it have to connect to your home router? What's going on?
Okay, so it's through the key cloud. Actually, if you look at the very back, it's similar to a router. You do not have to set it up through your wireless provider. It's proprietary, so once it's set up, it will always be functional, but technically it is Wi-Fi. And
the batteries, that's runs on 4 AA's that will run it for about a year if it's a heavy use area?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, that's pretty much all we need to know about the future of our locking. Megan, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Cool product, and if they want to find out more, where should they go?
Visit us at Simplicikey.com. It's very easy. You can find out all your information there.
I'm Father Robert Ballecer, the Digital Jesuit, unlocking your future. You would never guess that that's a laser. I'm standing next to Graham Esseray, who's going to show us a little unit that you can use if you go off the grid. Way off the grid. Way off the grid. Graham, thank you very much for talking to us.
Pleasure.
Now, a lot of people when they go hiking, when they go off the grid, they'll take a battery with them, or they'll take a solar panel. But the problem is the battery will run out, the solar panel may not get enough sun, so you have, well, another option. What is this?
Well, this is a fuel cell. It's a portable fuel cell, and people have talked about fuel cells for years, mostly to power cars and things like that. This won't do anything like that. This fuel cell was designed specifically to power mobile electronic devices.
Right, so your phone, your media player, your emergency light, your beacon, whatever it might be.
Your GPS, your spot transponder, whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, a big drawback of fuel cells in the past has been Well, once you start the reaction, it continues to completion. You can't stop it. You can't turn off a fuel cell. So in your instance, I believe you're using sodium polysilicate?
Sodium silicide. It's called.
Sodium silicide. Yeah. When water goes into here, it separates it into oxygen and hydrogen. You take the hydrogen and you run it through your reactor.
That is exactly right. And we do a wonderful thing with the oxygen too. We turn it into toothpaste. Sodium silicide grabs oxygen and becomes sodium silicate,
right?
Which, well, those of us who brush put in our
gives that
mouth
nice
every
gritty,
day.
Yeah,
it's
feel to
the polishing agent in toothpaste. So
now let's look at the unit itself.
Okay.
We've got this has got to be the fuel container and the water container.
Well, water's really the fuel. We're taking hydrogen from the H2O. We want the H part of that. So
exactly.
In here,
the catalyst.
That's right. There's a catalyst. Well, this in here is a water chamber. It's a flexible bladder tank that we pressurize when we close the lid. Over here in the puck is the catalyst, and that's the sodium silicide we talk about. When we close this lid, the puck is squashed over like a needle. Looks like a pump that you would put into a basketball. The needle goes in, instead of putting air in to that pressurized environment, it sprays water. It's a big sprinkler for sodium silicide and a big toothpaste creator inside that can. But mostly, for our purposes, what it's doing is producing hydrogen.
Right.
The byproduct of that chemical reaction is hydrogen, which is our green fuel.
And then that runs through this reactor,
right, which
has a permeable membrane, which allows us to create electricity.
Right. And I'm going to go just a little bit further because it's a hybrid system. And what's not well known about this system is that for it to work, the smallest fuel cell that we could build was a 2-amp fuel cell. And for those of us that have iPhones, we know we only consume 1 amp in our USB device. So we've actually got more power here than we can harvest.
Which is often a problem with the fuel cell.
Right. So there's a lithium-ion battery upstairs that captures the remainder.
And that's the problem that I discussed earlier that you have solved, which is once you've started that reaction, when you've charged your phone or you've powered your light or you've used your GPS to find your coordinates, it doesn't just keep reacting and dump the energy into nowhere. It dumps it into a battery, which you can then recover later on.
Right.
I love it. I love it.
It's a nifty system.
Now, how long and how much power, how long will it last? How much power will I get from each one of those pucks?
So each puck is capable of creating hydrogen for 2 to 3 hours. Basically, at the 2-amp yield, it's about a 2-hour. There's a ramp up, and then for 2 hours, we get 2 amps of good juice, and then there's a tail.
Right.
All in 3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah. And how long do these cartridges last?
So, well,
I mean, like on a shelf. Let's say this is my doomsday apocalypse pad. I need something for the zombie apocalypse, so I want to put something on a shelf that will last, well, longer than me.
As long as the zombies don't run over it with a truck or shoot it with a shotgun, we ought to be okay.
Nice.
I mean, there's no real shelf life for this, as long as the container is intact.
So you've really created a self-contained system to be able to put into a go bag and have power on demand when you need it.
Right, when you need it.
All right, now here's the nitty-gritty. Pricing availability.
Good question. So manufacturer's suggested retail price is $229.
Okay.
You might see it on sale for $199. It'll be mapped at that price.
And the cartridges?
Cartridges are going to be $3 or $4 a piece.
That's nothing. That's nothing. And what do we do with them afterwards, other than turn them into toothpaste?
Well, the toothpaste, we're going to help you with that. We make power, we create toothpaste. It happens. So it's aluminum can, it's recyclable. We're trying to establish a network of sites in retailers like REI where we could also collect them and refill them because it's an aluminum can.
Well, there you have it. If you're an outdoorsist type person or a survivalist or just a geek who likes to be off the grid, you gotta check this out. Graham, where do they go if they want to find out more information about this product or any of the other products you've got?
So the easiest place to go if you're in the United States is IndustrialRev.com. We have a complete site.
Thank you very much for talking to us, and thank you for this very cool tech, probably the coolest tech I've seen at CES. I'm Father Robert Ballecer. Stay tuned. We've got more from CES 2013. I'm here at the Speck booth, getting Speckxy with Brian Hinachek. Brian, thank you very much for talking to us.
Hi, no problem.
Now, before us are some of the cool releases here at the Speck booth at CES 2013. Guide me through the lineup. Let's start off with this, because this will be something that's near and dear to the heart of many of the audience for Twit. This is a case for the Nexus 7. Tell me about it.
So this is our Fitfolio product, and so what it is like all of our Fitfolio products, we like the relationship between the device and the case to be nice and tight. So we mold a plastic chassis, then overlay it with a sort of fabric cover. It has both a typing orientation and a movie viewing orientation, and then it has this little clasp so that it latches shut, and then also if you want to flip it over to the back side, it'll latch this way so that it stays out of your way.
Now, I've seen a couple of Nexus 7 cases, and let's just say they've been less than satisfying. Either they're made out of a hard material, or they don't support portrait landscape mode, or they don't feel right in the hands. This is typical Speck quality in that you've chosen good materials, you've given it the functionality so that it can go portrait, it can go landscape, and you've given it screen protection so that you can slip it into your pocket, your purse, whatever. I mean, that's kind of what we've expected from Speck.
Yeah, and we like to mix the materials where you get the tight tolerance fit of a molded product along with the warmth and the tactile quality of a fabric product.
Right. Now, it's not just about Android products. Of course, one of the hottest products in the market right now is the iPad mini. Tell me what you got for them.
So here, new at CES, we're adding our candy shell and our candy shell grip line to the iPad mini. Our candy shell, as you know, it's our co-molded product. It's got the polycarbonate exterior, TPE interior, so you get the structure of the polycarbonate along with the impact protection of the TPE rubber. We also have this little bezel, just like on all of our candy shells, that pokes up past the display. So, you know, if you unfortunately drop your iPad mini, it's going to keep the display from hitting the surface. The other thing that's sort of a benefit is that by having this bezel that just pokes up above it, it allows you to sort of really hang your thumb out there and stay out of the display area of the iPad.
Right. Anyone who has had the grip to the side knows how annoying it can be if your finger slips over the edge and suddenly it's a multi-touch sense.
Yeah, exactly. And then with the grip, it's just, well, we leverage that we've got the rubber in it and we sort of poke it through to the back side. So the iPad mini is probably going to be a really good gaming device. So what we've done is we've added these little grip details that add some more sort of grip quality to the product without adding any bulk.
All right, so let's go off the mini world. You got something else there. I mean, you got a bunch of products here. Let's take a look at this. Tell me about that.
So this is our Fitfolio, like we had for the Nexus, but this is for the full-size iPad. Has a lot of the same features, the plastic chassis, so that it's a tight fit with the product, won't move around on you. Has both the viewing angles for watching movies, and then this tucks underneath for typing. And then it has this little plastic latch to hold it shut.
All right, so with all of these products in front of us, I gotta ask you this. Let me get serious for a second. There's so many case manufacturers out there. I mean, everyone. If we took the cases away from CES, it would be a show half as large. And yet Speck manages to separate themselves. What is it about your products? What is it about your attitude? What is it about the way you make and design equipment for our gear that sets you apart?
Well, we try to really pay attention to how people are using product, and we have a lot of empathy with the use scenario. So we try to make things really delightful and really sensitive, and like you said, the details and how everything is executed. You know, there's a lot of sort of clever and wit in the way that we execute our products, at the same time sort of being modest about it.
And you know what? It shows. It shows. Thank you very much for talking to us. Now, if they want to find out more about Speck or find out about your product line, where should they go on the internet?
Speckproducts.com.
I'm Father Robert Ballecer, the Digital Jesuit. This has been the Speckxy booth at CES 2013, and you just got learned.